I think that people were wrong about Carolina's defense. That it's not good by any means, but people were talking basically like, oh, this is a historically bad defense. It's not that bad. Like, you get fantasy points against them, that's fine. Maybe it's that the offense is a lot better than people thought it was going to be, and you can't do whatever. You can't just run the ball down their throats the entire game. Like, with Gurley, if the Panthers jump up in this game, this is less than a 3-point spread. Like, it's a coin flip game, even in Atlanta, that we're looking at a situation where it could be a lot of Brian Hill on the field. Yes, that if they get on the goal line, it probably will be Todd Gurley, but do you just end up with like a Jerome Bettis game where it's like, oh, 12 carries for 38 yards and 2 touchdowns? Like, that's fine. That's not winning you a tournament.
No, I don't want to play Todd Gurley. Again, I always want to play Matt Ryan and get Falcons games where teams don't get pressure. And no team has generated less pressure than the Carolina Panthers this year. Their pressure rate is 15.7%, which is the lowest in football. You know, Matt Ryan last year was like the biggest night and day quarterback under pressure, not under pressure. The team that struggled to generate pressure against him in the first 2 weeks were the Seahawks and Cowboys, and he lit both those teams up. I know Julio Jones is out, but I think this game is gonna shoot out. I know the total is 54.5. I think it'll go over that pretty easily, but I think the passing game is really where you want to attack this game. I just wanted to mention the fact that two of the biggest disappointments in fantasy football this year are also in two of the best matchups that people have looked to attack through 4 weeks.
And people aren't going to, even though the matchups are there, I think that the recency bias of these guys being terrible and just how mad they are from their season-long leagues that they drafted these guys, that no one's going to use them. If you could pick one of those guys right, you might be in the money this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those, are we going to game stack these games and be different? Yeah. I think that's really what those plays are. That's like I'm going to run a 20 max. I know we're going to stick to 1 to 3 here for the most part. But in terms of playing Todd Gurley, that's me stacking up the Panthers-Falcons game, doing a 20 max and getting 20% exposure as leverage on the passing attack.